Am I the a-hole for leaving my husband when he went out of town all weekend while I was sick to clear his head? This one's heavy, but I really need outside perspective because I'm starting to question my own reality. I, 30F, was with my husband, 35M, for several years. I say husband in quotes because although we had a wedding ceremony, we never made it legal. We were supposed to sign the paperwork in November 2024, but that got postponed due to his mother's immigration situation. More on that later. Let's rewind to just a couple of weeks ago. I was sick, like pneumonia sick, on immunosuppressants for my autoimmune disease, weak, struggling to breathe, and genuinely debating whether I should call 911. I felt scared and alone in my own home, the one I shared with this man. He saw I was sick. He knew, and he still chose to leave. He said he needed time to clear his head. He left for 4 days, turned off his phone, disabled his location, ignored every single one of my calls and messages. All of this came right after a fight. My parents had come to visit me for my graduation from medical residency, a huge milestone I worked years to achieve. It was their first time visiting the home we shared. I was so proud, but apparently, that pride came at a cost. He was cold, standoffish, and straight up rude to them. The next morning, he stormed off at 6 a.m. because my dad let the dogs out and disrupted his sleep. He later told me that I didn't defend him to my parents, that I wasn't prioritizing our marriage, and that my parents were brainwashing me and manipulating me to turn against him. Let me remind you, this is the same man whose mother stayed with us for 4 months last year, tried to sabotage our wedding by ODing the night before, called me a B*TCH to my face, and criticized everything I did. His response back then? That I needed to be more understanding because she's adjusting to him being married. But apparently, my parents spending 2 days in our home was unacceptable. We had a trip planned together that weekend to buy me a car. My old one had been totaled in an accident a month ago. We were going to the city together, he had booked tickets, and I was excited to finally get some independence back. The night before the trip, after I told him how hurt I was by his treatment of my family, he got angry, canceled my ticket, and went alone. Not to get the car. Not for anything important. Just to clear his head. While I was sick in bed, barely able to stand. And that's not even the worst part. While he was gone, I found out he had been trying to reconnect with other women on Facebook, one of whom he used to sleep with, another from his yoga class, who he already messaged when we were engaged, and even my younger sister's friend, who is 15 years younger than him. His excuse? It's not a crime to add people on Facebook. Never mind the fact that he's the one who insisted we couldn't have opposite-sex friends and made me delete every male friend I had. That was his boundary. One I respected. One he never intended to follow himself. That night, I called my parents, embarrassed, broken, and ashamed. I had no car, no access to our bank account. He had asked me to close mine and route my paycheck into our joint account when we moved in together. And now, I had no health, no support, and no way to even take care of myself. They showed up first thing in the morning, picked me up, took me home, opened a new bank account for me, and bought me a brand new car. They didn't ask questions. They didn't shame me. They just showed up. After I left, he emptied our joint account. Every cent. Then he had the audacity to ask me to reimburse him for the flight ticket he canceled when we were supposed to go together. When I refused, he called me a gold digger. And just to twist the knife a little deeper, he told me I was changing because I was about to make more money than him. I just passed my boards. I'm now a board-certified family medicine physician. His response to that? I don't think you comprehend how little your residency salary contributed to our household. You think just because you passed boards, you've achieved something? That was expected. He didn't want to celebrate. He had tennis and yoga, which apparently couldn't wait. This man made me feel like an inconvenience in my own accomplishments. And when I told him I'd come pick up my remaining belongings, he left them outside in the rain. Later, he texted me, "You're welcome." Now he's messaging me, pretending to be calm, asking where his backpack is, saying he found more of my stuff. But I've blocked him on everything. I haven't responded. I don't plan to. And yet, a part of me still wonders, did I do the right thing? He says I abandoned him, that I'm emotionally unstable, that if I really loved him, I would have endured and persevered. He says this is why he worries about having kids with me, because what if he's on a business trip and I leave again? But the truth is, this wasn't just a business trip. This was emotional warfare. This was him punishing me, abandoning me when I was at my lowest, sick, scared, isolated. He didn't leave to clear his head. He left to control me. And when I broke free of that control, he painted me as the villain. I still don't have my own place. I'm rebuilding from scratch. But for the first time in years, I feel free. I'm breathing better, sleeping better. I have my car, my family, my future. So, am I the a-hole for walking away from a man who would leave me sick and alone while he flirted with other women and told me to endure it because that's what love looks like to him? Or was I just finally brave enough to choose myself?